friends online. Yes, this is a very important announcement as well. Yes, so can you hear me? Those friends on in Sangha house. Dear Thay, dear Sangha, dear friends, very good evening to all of you. Welcome to this evening's teaching session. My name is Ivan. I would like to start by first providing an important context of why we are here today, or how we managed to make it here today, despite the heavy rain in Singapore. You know why you're here today, because you need to receive the Dharma rain. So let you experience the physical rain first before you receive the Dharma rain. Okay, so we are very privileged and feel very grateful that a request that we made more than 1 year ago to Thai Plum Village for this residency program, whereby we make a very difficult request of Thai Plum Village to offer us 2 monastics for 4 weeks, to offer us teachings, which is foundational to our mindfulness practice in a very structured way. This request was put up more than a year ago in late 2023. Because by then it was too late to request for 2024. So it manifested in 2025 March. So it is a long wait, and finally this program is now here. Listen to the chime. So with us tonight, we have 2 monastic teachers. One is next to me, Brother Phap, whom we affectionately call Bante. He's the only Bante in Thai Plum Village. So when you say Bante, it is him. Another one is Brother Teochew, who is sitting here. He just arrived only 4 p.m. today. So he's still settling into Singapore. So let's us give him a little bit more time. So we are very grateful that Thai Plum Village acceded to this request from us. And therefore, for the next few weeks, what is going to happen is every Monday and every Thursday, Bante is going to offer us teaching on 2 very important sutras, which is Anapanasati Sutta and Satipatthana Suttas. These are 2 important teachings that our teacher has mentioned before, and he has actually wrote 1 book each on each of the sutras. One is Breathe Your Life, the other one is Transformation and Healing. So these are the texts that has been actually recommended for our reading. And so therefore, we will have this wonderful opportunity to actually learn these 2 teachings in a structured way. And for the benefit of friends who are not able to join us for this round, we have also included recording. Okay. So for friends online, if you were to ask your questions later, we need to let you know that a recording will be done, including for your questions, and also friends here as well. So we will not be able to do any editing, so we ask you for your understanding that your questions will also be recorded as well. But for friends online, if you really want to ask a question but without showing face, you can actually type in the group chat. But for friends in Sangha House, you can feel free to just shout out your questions, and then we will request the Dharma teacher to probably repeat the question so that it can be recorded, and then he will give his answer. Okay. And then actually today is not the first session, but yesterday was the first, but yesterday was about the 5 mindfulness trainings. So that is a separate extra request. So we actually make Bante work very hard. So we try to compensate him by nourishing him with a lot of good food, provided by Sister Rumei and her team of wonderful sisters who cook very well. So it is really collective effort. So this few weeks of program, we request friends wherever possible to be punctual, to join as much as you can. But where you miss 1 or 2 of the teachings, the recordings will be available for you as well. So maybe you can watch the recording before you rejoin the next session. So just remember, every Monday and every Thursday, the Zoom link is the same as today, that what you use for friends who are online. So please take note, it is the same Zoom link for all the teaching sessions. Okay. So I think without further ado, I will hand over to the Dharma teacher, Bante, to give us his teaching.
Do I need to unmute here? No need, right? No need. Yeah. Check sound. Can you hear me? Okay. How about the French? Okay, thank you guys. Everybody give me a thumbs and thank you very much. Yeah. Once again, welcome to the Sutra class. Today we will talk about Anapanasati. And sending my regards to everybody around the world, maybe from India, Malaysia, where else? Indonesia. I try to see who else. Vietnam? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, Thailand? Yeah, Thailand. Okay, everywhere around the world, and sending our regards from Joyful Garden Sangha, Sangha House, Lavender Road. Which number? Singapore. And thank you very much. I can see quite a lot of number of friends on the Zoom. Okay, I will be just be ready for something deeper. I try my best to make you encourage you to practice more, because frankly speaking, mindfulness is more of the things of practice rather than talking theory and a lot of things. But of course, need to provide you a little bit, we call it a little bit fuel, so you can burn something, or a few technique. Yeah, a lot of technique actually. Yeah, but our very fundamental technique is breathing in and breathing out. These two you have to master very well. Yeah, even like for us, for monastic monks and nuns, after 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, or 20 years, we still continue to practice breathing in, breathing out. Yeah, and quite sad, few numbers of people who are practice. They, according to themselves, they practice very well already. So the practice of breathing in, breathing out, according to them, is very child-like practice. Yeah. I think this person get caught in the because people always thinking, oh, why you only practice breathing in and breathing out, nothing else. Yeah. Frankly speaking, at the very beginning, when I jump into this plant village Zen traditions, I also feel the same. Why our teacher always teach us about breathing in, breathing out? Sometimes as a student we listen to our teacher, oh teacher, oh Thay, can you teach something else? Yeah. So after for so many years practice breathing in, breathing out, I really realized that this is a very powerful practice. It is a practice for the beginners, it is a practice for the intermediate practitioner, it's also a practice for the advanced practitioner. So everybody have to pass through this breathing in and breathing out, yeah, the practice of breathing. And then thank you very much for this opportunity. So let's go deep into this practice. And I really hope that all of you already maybe been practicing for some times. Either you come to the Sangha house to practice the day of mindfulness, or any classes, any monthly or weekly practices, or maybe you already participated in the day of mindfulness or retreat somewhere. Yeah, plant village traditions. So this is so during this 1 month we will discuss about 2 sutras. The first one is called Anapanasati, and the second one is called Satipatthana. maybe you confused a little bit why Mahayana monk talking about Pali scriptures, because people will think that Pali scripture is only belong to a Theravada tradition. You are totally wrong. As Mahayana, we don't really see a distinguish between Theravada or Mahayana. The only thing different maybe the color of our robes. Maybe they wear orange or light brown or yellow, then we dark brown. Yeah, slightly different, but in our tradition, our teacher always encouraged us to study the Pali scripture, because we consider those teachings from the Buddha, not from somebody else. It's legit. And then also a lot of Mahayana Sutra. And then when we try to look at each other, there's a lot of Sutta in the Pali or Theravada, they call it Theravada or Pali language. And then it's also available in Vietnamese, in the Tibetan, or in Chinese language. Yeah. So we will always look at a few sources, not only from one sources. So do not be, we have to open our eyes and our mind to look at the scripture. So I already prepare, I hope you can see on the screens. Can you see clearly? Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. So in Plum Village, there are few translations. Sometimes we call it discourse. Yeah. Discourse on the full awareness of breathings. Yeah. And in the Pali language, it's called Anapanasati Sutta. So you are. Yeah. Okay. My computer checking with me whether I want to continue to show the PowerPoint. Maybe there's an AI here also. Yeah. In the Majjhima Nikaya 118, nowadays is very easy because the translation also already available in many languages. Yeah. And in Plum Village, we practice a lot of stop and breathe. Yeah. If you ever visited our center, everywhere, US, Australia, France, Germany, or even in Thailand, we practice stop and breathe a lot. Yeah, with the sound of the bell. For example, after another 5 minutes, the clock will chime and then we'll stop. It's literally stop. I mean, like stop walking, stop talking, stop what? Stop thinking if possible, but don't stop breathing. The only thing that you have to continue is the breathing. We pay attention to our breathings. We relax. Yeah, relax our body. We smile. And then return to the present moment. This is what we call mindfulness. Yeah. And then I know there's a lot of things happen in us, and then also a lot of emotions keep coming back to us. Yeah. Sometimes people call it trauma. Yeah. The trauma only happened one time, but we escalate, we repeat it again and again. Maybe if, for example, I say something not very nice to you today, but you remember it the next day, the next week, and the next year. So you repeat yourself a lot. It's become a new burden, and you feeling like you are hurting yourself. Yeah. I only hurt you one time, but you hurt yourself maybe 10,000 times. So this kind of thing, only you yourself can stop. Yeah. So the practice of stopping by stopping our thinkings by just come back to our breathing is called come back to the present moment. Yeah. Because when we think about the past, when somebody says something bad to me, it's a past thinking. Yeah. So if you dwell so long there in the past, you will repeat the not nice thing to you. So you do a kind of violence to yourself by using your past mind. Yeah. And then when you think about the future, you always will think of, what should I do? What can I do? And there's a lot of worry there. But it doesn't mean that we cannot think about the future and the past, but don't dwell too long there. But we love to dwell in the future and in the past, and it is our hobby. Yeah, and we are very expert in thinking about the past and the future. We don't, the monks and nuns, we don't need to teach you how to dwell in the past. We also don't need to teach you how to dwell in the future because you are very expert already. You are expert. But if we talk about how to dwell in the present moment, I'm not very sure. And then the breathings can help us to realize actually in the present moment, yeah, we have a lot of good condition in us. We can sit here, we can breathe, yeah, there's nothing really happen in us, yeah. And then you are in the health, you are very healthy right now, yeah. So we can acknowledge, we can just appreciate or give rise to a gratitude that we are in a good condition. That's why we can sit here and listen. And then our ear also, yeah, still function very well, right? You don't need to wear any devices to aid your listening. Yeah. And our practice actually is really aimed for transformations. So we need to remember that actually the breathings actually is a kind of energy. Yeah. And our anger is also energy. So if we can give rise to anger very easily, it's like a good friend of us. And maybe we call it uninvited friends. Um, frustration, stress, anger, those are our 好朋友啊, our very good friends. And then they always come to visit us and then create a lot of troubles to us. But the good friends don't know why they don't visit us regularly, like a calm, peace, gratitude, calm, relax. Those things, those friends feeling like we need a special invitation, like the Joyful Garden Sangha want to invite the monk or the monastic to come to Singapore to stay. You need to send a proper invitation, and then you have to wait for so long time. They request for 2 months, and then the Dhamma teacher say, okay, let's cut half, give them 1 month. Yeah. But anyway, we are here, so we would like to enjoy the present moment together, and let's go deep, into the sutra. And how do we practice stop and breathe? Yeah, I would like to invite our bell master today is Sister Remei. Yeah. Master means that she already capable, have the capacity to practice. To practice, not only to practice with the bell. Because the person who invite, we call invite, not hit the bell. People tend to say that, oh, hit the bell. But we say invite the bell to sound. Master means like she already practiced for, I don't know how many years. And then she's very good with inviting the bell. So she will help us to practice breathing with 3 sounds of the bell. But at the very beginning, she will just touch the bell gently with a lot of compassion and loving kindness to wake up the bell. So it's give a chance for everybody to take an in-breath and out-breath. And then everybody waiting for the full sound. When you hear the full sound, we practice breathing in. We recite in our heart, listen. Breathing out this wonderful sound. Breathing in again brings me back. Breathing out to my true home. Yeah, we can practice 1 time every full sound of the bell. So she will help us to invite 3 sounds of the bell. Let's do it together. Huh? Thank you very much, dear friends. I would like to encourage you to memorize this poem. It's very short and simple. And when you listen to the clock chimes, you can recite in your heart. Yeah. Go with one breath, one line, one in breath or one out breath. Yeah. You can practice regularly whenever you want. And in Plum Village, we practice a lot of gatha. Even we have a lot of poem or gatha, but honestly speaking, I also not memorize them all, but I only memorize the gatha that speak to me that I want to practice regularly, but because it's not all. But there are basic gatha, for example, as a bell master, you also have to memorize the gatha. Huh? Do you remember? Body, speech, and so the person who be the bell master also have to recite the gatha. Yeah. It's called body, speech, and mind in oneness. I send my heart along with the sounds of this bell. Yeah. May the hearers awaken from forgetfulness and the path of anxiety, because sometimes the gatha is being revised and sometimes we memorize the old versions. And even wake up in the morning also we recite the gatha. Wake up in the morning, I smile. 24 brand new hours are before me. I vow to live fully each moment and to look at all beings with the eyes of compassion. Yeah. Do you want to know the gatha? I will show you the books later. Huh? And this is the breathing gatha that you also can use. But don't worry, I will send the slide to you, and later you can take time to, if you want to memorize it, you want to practice with it, also very nice. It's called breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Yeah. So the book's called Present Moment, Wonderful Moment. Yeah. You can get one in Parallax Press. Do a little bit of advertisement. And there's also one breathing gatha that I love to use it again and again. Is in out, deep slow, calm ease, smile release, present moment, wonderful moment. So there's a one time, there's a Westerner complaint. Thay, you already create this gatha very very short. Is it in out, short, right? Deep slow, calm ease, smile release. Why this last line so long? Present moment. You see, sometimes people like to complain. And then Thay said, okay, if you want a short version, he said he will teach you the short version. Okay, now from today on you can use the short one. In, out, deep, slow, calm, ease, smile, release, and then the present moment Thay change into now. Okay, now. And then how about the wonderful moment? Wow. So in, out, deep, slow, calm, ease, smile, release. Now, wow. I think Zen master sometimes also telling us a joke. You can use, no problem. If you think that present moment, wonderful moment too long, you can use the now and wow. But I love this present moment, wonderful moment. Yeah. There's one time I have to lead a guided sitting meditation in Thailand. So I use this gatha. After we finish, this one brother came to me and said, hey brother, this morning the guided sitting, very, very good. And I was very awake, he said. Oh, why you are suddenly so awake? Because of me, I lead the guided sitting? No. Because the last line, I feel there's something wrong there. Oh, what's wrong with that? Because I heard you say, present woman, wonderful woman. And then I started to think to myself, oh, really, huh? But nobody laughed, If I say something wrong, probably a lot of people laugh during the sitting meditation. Try to remember, no, maybe you did not hear properly, I say. I really say present moment, wonderful moment. No, I hear you say woman. Oh, really? But I really don't know. But I just, to make sure myself, I say the right word, the moment, not the woman. But anyway, it's okay. Yeah. Woman okay, moment also okay. Yeah. Okay, this is the book I mentioned before. It's called Present Moment, Wonderful Moment. Now, I think if you love the hard copy, you can buy a hard copy. But if you love to read in the electronic copy, you can buy one. Yeah, nowadays it's quite easy. They will send you a Phap, and then it's quite easy to read in our tab or mobile phone. Yeah, this is all the novice monks and nuns have to learn this book. Yeah. Even you are not a novice monk or novice monk, it's okay, you can learn. Yeah, everybody are welcome. And the book that is, introducing the book. Yeah. Breathe You Are Alive is the commentary on the sutra on the full awareness of breathing, is Anapanasati. So if you are not very familiar with the Pali, you see the Anapana, it's Ana and Apana. Ana means inhale, in. Apana means exhale, is out. So Ana and Apana just mean in and out. When you put it together, it becomes breathing. Yeah, this is how language, you put in and out, it's become breathing. The Sati is the mindfulness. Yeah. So basically, it's mindful breathing. Or in Chinese, they call it Churu Si. Yeah, the Si is the breathing. If you want, also can get one copy if you want. Yeah. If you have already, please read it. There's a people, they are very peculiar. I mean, it's like they love to buy a lot of books, but their books sit on the shelf for so long, and even the plastic not yet open, still there, until it's very dusty already. Yeah. So dear friends are over there everywhere. If you buy a book, please read it. It's not only for decoration. So sometimes people buy a lot of books and put on a shelf. When people visit you, and it's, you are very diligent now. Only diligent buying book, not reading books. Please start to read the books. So maybe this is also a good chance. Yeah, when we introduce the teaching, you can go to read, and because I cannot cover everything. Yeah. And there's a metaphor that I like it so much. The Buddha said that human being, we have a lot of emotions. Yeah, so this emotion is like a dust blown by the wind, so it's everywhere. Yeah. So there are times you feel like so heavy, you have a lot of difficulties, you have a lot of thinkings, overthinkings, or somebody say not kind words to you, and then you have a lot of feeling like being disturbed, Yeah. So when we practice the mindful breathings, like we deliberately pay attention to our breathing, it's like a rain in the hot season. Yeah. So when the wind blows, all the dust flying around, when the rain just fall down, and then all the dust also like subside. So the mindful breathing can have that kind of effect that it can transform your feeling, like disturbed feelings, uncomfortable feelings. So this is how powerful these mindful breathings. And the primary instruction place greater importance on the stopping, or zi, yeah? And then the later one place more importance on the looking deeply and guan. That is why in Chinese Mahayana, both are very important. Zi, guan, yeah. Stop, yeah. Stop your running mind. Stop thinking about the future and the past. Yeah, this is called stopping. So you can be peaceful. How can be peaceful? Stop thinking about the future and the past. Dwell in the present moment. The peace naturally appear, manifest in you. And then when you are in that state, so you can look deeply, what happened to me? Yeah, why that person just say one word is disturbed me so much? Yeah. And then we don't have time to look at this. Look at the source. Yeah. Look at the why I'm so sad. Yeah. So this is what we call looking deep, but not too strong using our logic thinking, because we also have a logic thinking. In one of a poem by our teacher, he said the stopping and the looking deeply is like a wings, both wings of birds. So the birds rely on this stopping and looking deeply. The two wings can fly. Yeah, you can make progress by rely on stopping and looking deeply. And of course, probably some of you already participate in the certain vipassana or maybe different traditions practice. Maybe they only use the term vipassana. Vipassana means looking deeply. But in plant village, we need both. Yeah, we practice both together. We don't really separate them. That's why in our tradition, we don't really use this term vipassana, but we use both samatha, the stopping, and then vipassana, the looking deeply. Yeah. So looking deeply in the present moment. Yeah. So the sutra, the Anapanasati Sutta, is divided into 6 parts. Not sure how many of them I can cover, but let's say the first part and the second section, first section and the second section, probably we can cover. The third one probably, because we're going to talk about the 4 establishment of mindfulness also. So I can guarantee maybe the first, second, and the third one. The 4, 5, or 6, let's see later. Yeah. So the first part is of the sutra describe the circumstances under which the Buddha deliver the Dhamma talk. And the second section is the most important, the essence. Yeah. The second section is the heart of the sutra. Yeah. This section elaborates on the 16 methods of fully aware breathings in connection with the 4 establishments of mindfulness. So you see this sutra actually, you can see as 1, you can see as 2. Yeah, or 1 or 2. Yeah, 2 in 1 can be also, or 3 in 1. Yeah, but this sutra in plant village we have to practice it together. We don't do it separately. But when we teach, we have to teach one by one. Yeah, and then the third section is the 4 establishment of mindfulness. The fourth is the Buddha discusses the arising, growth, and attainment of 7 factors of awakening through abiding in them in conjunction with the conscious breathing. So everything related to the breathing. Remember, our foundation is breathing in and breathing out. Yeah. And the fifth, in this very short section, the Buddha reminds us that the 7 factors of awakening is practiced diligently, lead to true understanding and emancipation. Emancipation means liberation. The 6th section is the concluding sentence of the sutra. The sentence is used at the end of every sutra. Yeah, and I already uploaded 2 PDF to a Google Drive, and then later I will share to you and go ahead and read the details. Yeah, I'll send to Ivan later. Yeah. Okay, let's go to check the section 1. The first part of the sutra describes the circumstances under which the Buddha delivered this Dhamma talk. Actually, the Buddha repeat many times about the mindful breathing, and then he always encouraged everybody have to practice this. Everybody, no excuse. Yeah, no excuse at all. Yeah, that is why we put a lot of emphasis on the breathings. So this is just information. I will go very quickly. Yeah, Like there's a very famous sentence in most of the sutra. I heard this word of the Buddha one time. So it's spoken by Venerable Ananda. Yeah. You'll check, but some of the Mahayana Sutra, they don't have this sentence. I don't know why. Where in the eastern part of Savatthi in India during that time, with who? Yeah, Buddha with Venerable Sariputra, Mahamoggallana, Kashyapa, and all the monks. But usually we only heard about the monk, never mentioned about the nun. You know, say bhikkhu only, no bhikkhuni. Maybe there's a time the bhikkhuni order not yet there. Yeah, because I heard after 8 or 9 years, the Buddha gave a lot of teaching during that time. It's only bhikkhu, only the man, the monk, no nun. But probably after that, it should have, because the stepmother of a Buddha also ordained as a nun, right? But in the Pali scripture, I never found the word bhikkhuni. Oh, I think somewhere there there's a scripture called Thay Gatha. So there's they call it insight Gatha, insight poem from monks, nuns. Thay Gatha is a nuns. So a certain nuns realize the highest understanding, and then they just came up with a certain poem or gatha, and then they record it very well. So they have a Thay Gatha, they also have a Thera Gatha. Thera is the masculine, yeah, the monks. Thay is the nun, Thera is the monk. When the full moon night, Pavarana ceremony is always happen at the end of a 3 months rain retreat or Vasa. Yeah. And then what happened? Teaching. Yeah. Buddha is the teacher, so he teaches a lot. How many years? 45 years something. Yeah. And then, yeah, this is a very interesting part that Buddha mentioned that, you see, Buddha mentioned there's a list of practice that all of us have to go through. For example, he mentioned about 4 establishment of mindfulness, yeah, Chattaro, Satipatthana, or Sennienchu. Yeah, this is important. Don't worry, slowly. And then the Buddha mentioned about 4 right efforts, the 4 bases of success, the 5 faculties, the 5 powers, yeah, 5 powers, Panchabala or Uli, and the 7 factors of awakening, Satta Bojjhanga, Chi-Jie-Tzu. The Noble Eightfold Path, this is quite common, yeah. Loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity is the Brahma Vihara. Chattaro means 4. Yeah? Chattaro Brahma Vihara. 四梵住. Yeah. 梵那个梵天的梵. Yeah. That's why I call it Brahma. Yeah, the Brahma. 跟这个提供一样吗？不知道，因为我们华人有拜提公嘛。你们有拜提公吗？有啊。What do you call in English? 拜提公。提公 I think is the Jade Emperor, but this is according to Chinese system belief. Anyway, because I also Chinese, oh, my passport Indonesian, but because this is like ancestor. How do you call it? Ancestors' traditions. But as a monk, we don't buy Tikong anymore. But my relative, my uncle or my brother, sister, they still buy Tikong, yeah. Pai Tikong is only happen in the Lunar New Year, right? On the Chu Jiu, the 9th. Okay, I don't know, already there. And then the Buddha also mentioned about the 9 contemplation on death, yeah, Asubha Bhavana or Nava Sivatika Manasikara, yeah. Jiu Xiang Guan. Have you heard about it? Oh, very scary. Don't try if you are not familiar. But for monks and nuns, we have to practice because We don't want to get attached to our body. There are people who are very attached to their body, they practice this one, very good. But you need somebody who are quite skillful and give you a guidance. Yeah. And then the observation of impermanence is quite important. Quan Wu Chang. And then the last one, the full awareness of breathings. Anapanasati. So the Chinese, they translate into Anapana Nian. Nian is the sati, the mindfulness. Anapana is just absorb the term Anapana, correct? Or sometimes different master, they translate into Anpan So'i. Yeah. So it means to protect, to guard. Yeah. And I is the mind. So the Anapana that can protect, that can guard your mind. So it's very miraculous, that the breathing can protect, can guard our mind. Maybe you just think that there's a security guard, right? A security guard you put somewhere, and then it will guard your mind. Or else your mind will going to a different direction, the direction destruction or doing a lot of not good things. Yeah. So So'i means you can guard your mind by observing or pay attention, aware of your breathing. So it's very good. That's why we have to really practice it. Okay, among this list, a very long list, yeah. Slowly we can go one by one. Next year or the other year, if there's another invitation. But let's focus on this full awareness of breathing. The last one I put it bold there. Anapana Nian or Anpan So'i. Yeah. Okay, this is the QR code if you would like to take a picture or you want to scan it. And this is a Google Drive. And then there's 2 texts I uploaded there already. Yeah. It's the 16 methods of fully aware of breathings in a connection with the 4 establishment of mindfulness. The other one is the complete sutra, and I also give a small annotation over there that, okay, this is the section 1, because when you read the whole things, sometimes you're confused, what is talking about? But this kind of sutra is for practice, not to acquire knowledge. Yeah. Because sometimes they come to a class like this, they think that, you can learn a lot of things. Yeah, this is one thing, but the other thing is, whatever you learn, yeah, we want to put into a practice. Yeah. So in using this kind of spirit, we learn this sutra. Okay, this is just a summarize. Yeah. So in the mindful breathings, we divide it into 4 parts. The first part is called the body. Yeah, there's 4 breathings there. And then the second part is the feelings, is also another 4 breathings. And then the mind. Yeah. So this is how we divide it. We call it a domain. The body, the domain of a body, the domain of feelings, and then the mind, and then the object of mind. So for the translations, because there are many masters, so please don't get confused if you read different terms. Sometimes, for example, the mind, sometimes they use mental formations, or the object of mind. Our teacher used the object of mind, the term. So if you read in the Plum Village books or references, then object of mind means the Pha, the phenomena, or our teacher also call it the perceptions. Yeah. Feeling is very clear. Feelings or sensation, the body or the form. Yeah. Sen, so, and then sin and Pha. Yeah. So today maybe we just focus on the body. And why body? Because our body is very, we call it tangible, that we can touch easily. It's difficult to touch our feelings. Yeah, so according to the way of a practice, the body is the first mindfulness, the first step that we have to observe. Because mindfulness, we always have an object. You cannot say mindfulness but without an object. Yeah, cannot. Yeah. So it is always an object there. Yeah. Even when we take an in-breath and out-breath, actually it's a body already, because we breathe through our nose. Yeah, the in-breath and then the out-breath. Yeah. So, like for us, we practice for the monastic, or the practitioners of Plum Village, we really use the breathing in and breathing out as our solid rock foundation of our practice. And return to our body is the first rule of thumb. Yeah. For example, if I feel like uncomfortable, I can continue to feel uncomfortable, or I can choose to return to my breathings, or to return to the feeling of my body. Just now when Sister Ching, when she led the guided sitting, I think this one would say, smiling to my body, aware of my body, relaxing my body. Yeah. So we use one sentence, breathing in, I smile to my body, and then breathing out, I relaxing my body. So using this guiding sentence with the combined with the in-breath and out-breath, we really bring our minds back. Yeah. Because sometimes when I try to explain, bring your mind back to the present moment, then you start thinking how, you know. But when you think that when you take an in-breath, it's the present moment actually. But when you pay attention to your breathing, then your mind can come back. Yeah. Because we take for granted of our breathing. We breathe every day, but we don't really want to, the breathing can work by itself, you know, I don't need to kepo, you know. I don't need to put too much effort, And then there's also one thing I remember that, you see this clock, this wall clock, it chimes every 15 minutes. So I have been practicing for so many years, then I start to realize that actually when I deliberately pay attention to my in-breath and out-breath, my mindfulness, my awareness suddenly rise, becomes stronger. But I cannot maintain for so long. I cannot maintain for 1 hour, 2 hours. But how long, I don't know. Maybe let me check again. How long I can maintain my mindfulness after I listen to like 15 seconds of this mindful breathing, the chimes clock. So when we pay attention to our breathings because of the chimes clock, our mindfulness like a spike up. And then I believe it will maintain for some times. And then the Buddha said, whatever go up, for sure it will go down. Right? Never think that only go up, never go down. Do we have? The stock exchange also. Sometimes go up, sometimes go down. Money exchange also, right? How much is US dollar right now? There's a war, you know. The US vs Iran and Israel, US, they attack each other. Maybe they can spend more time on mindful breathing, come to the retreat, invite them to come, and then help them to come down, bro. Because maybe there's a lot of hatred, you know, so there's a lot of suspicion or something behind, you know. They want to attack them, want to take over the land, or, you know, oil or something. You don't know. So it's so complicated there. But we are quite lucky. We are not like if we live there, I think it will be very difficult. Last year, there's one friend from Israel came to practice for 3 months in Thailand. We listened to his story a lot. Actually, it's not only the Palestine that suffer, but the friends from Israel also, they suffer a lot. So I think both sides suffer, you know. There's no peace, there's no peace behind the bomb or the gun, you know. But I heard selling gun or selling bomb or tank, or they can earn a lot of money. Huh? I don't know. This is what I heard. Okay, let's come back to the breathing. So our mindfulness or awareness can spike up a little bit and stay for some time, and then it will go down again. That's why we have to repeat again. That's why maybe this is why our teacher Thay, the stopping breathing while listening to the chimes call is only in plant village, you know. I never other tradition they practice like this. It's only plant village. At the very beginning, oh, this is so silly, you know. And stopping and listening, so silly, you know. Yeah. After 1 month, 2 months, oh, now I start to appreciate how wonderful to practice this stopping while listening to the bell. You know. Wow, it's so wonderful. Yeah. So you can come regularly. You know, we have this mindfulness bell. Yeah, very very good one. So it's like go up, stay for some time, down, and then we have to find a way to help our mindfulness to go up again. Yeah. And then down again, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's okay. This is like a very common happening. There are people saying that, so tired. It go down anyway. So we don't need to make it go up again. No, I cannot agree. We have to always put an effort to give rise to mindfulness, just by in and out. And then the first one is the body, and then the second one in the sutra and the Pali scripture is mentioned breathing in, long breath. I know this is a long breath. Breathing out, a short breath. I know this is a short breath. Yeah. You can use this one if you want. But in our tradition, we also use the following the in-breath. So it's or, you can choose one. But in plant village, mostly we use this following our in-breath and following our out-breath. Because by following, we know it is short or long. Because there are people saying, they try to push their breathing become long, you know. At the end, they feel very tired. Yeah. So make sure you don't control your breath. But I think from time to time, I also control the breath, you know, but only a short time. Because there are times when you practice sitting, you know, you close your eyes, and then you feel so sleepy, you know, you keep nodding your head, you know. So I have to deliberately take a very long in-breath, yeah, and hold it for 1 second, and then out breath for very long, few times. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and then I feel very fresh again, and then I will return to my regular breath. According to few master, that when we practice sitting meditation, observing in-breath and out-breath, at the very beginning, there's cable. At the very beginning, your breath will be very rough. Very rough means like the people sit next to you can hear you breathing. Can you hear your neighbor breathing during 15 minutes guided sitting? Can you? No, you only listen to this, the motorbike, the car. Even I feel sometimes a little earthquake here. Maybe a lorry or a truck pass by, you know, and then make the not an earthquake, huh? Singapore no earthquake probably. So at the very beginning, your breath will be very, very rough, and then the master call it is feng. Feng is mean the wind. Yeah. This is also very good because it makes us very awake. But you also have to pay attention to this rough breathings. Yeah. When you continue to breathe, you're aware of these breathings. This breathing will transform, will change. But how long I don't know. Huh? But you can pay attention because when this feng, feng or the wind, the rough breathings, sometimes it can produce a lot of sounds. Yeah, sound, rough, and maybe heavy. So after you practice breathing, aware of breathing for some time, and then this one it can transform into something a little bit softer. Yeah. And then they call it chi. You know chi? I don't know how to translate to English. Yeah? So feng is the very rough, the wind, and then the chi spirit? No. Energy? Air? I don't know. Air is 空气的空. I don't know. Yeah, air maybe, huh? So after the rough, you continue. It means you become a little bit peaceful. When you are a little bit peaceful, your breathing become a little bit softer. Yeah. So not too strong, you know? Not too strong. Yeah, it becomes softer. If you continue to breathe in and out, following in breath and out breath, this breath also can transform once again. Yeah. You know what? It's become a sea. And then this is very subtle breathing. Even sometimes you feel like, oh, where's my breathing? I feel like I lost my breathing. There's no breathing at all. Actually, it's become so subtle, become so soft. Sometimes you cannot really feel it. In between here and here, usually there's a new challenge for you. You will feel a little bit sleepy. Yeah. That's why sometimes I feel sleepy. I know my breath becomes so subtle. Yeah. So sometimes I have to deliberately control the breath, become like a chi. If a chi doesn't work, you have to go very strong. And then like that. Yeah. Because in Thailand, we have to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning. And then if like me, sleep very well, for example, and then I'm very awake, for the sitting. But if, in Thai Plum Village, long time ago, it's quite quiet, But nowadays, quite a lot of noise, From, there's a lot of villa, I don't know why. I think maybe they saw a lot of people come to the center, Say they build a villa around, and then people can rent the villa, And then the thing, a lot of things happening, Sometimes people like to sing karaoke, Karaoke, yeah. Singaporean, do you sing karaoke anymore? Karaoke, yeah. Maybe at home. I went to Vietnam. They also love to sing karaoke. I think Asians love a karaoke. Microphone with the television and then with the song, and then you sing whole night. I went to Vietnam. Actually, it's quite similar. In Indonesia, yeah, usually on the people have a marriage, and then they will sing so loud. They block the road and then they build they block the road, they build a stage and then singing all night. Oh my goodness. I have to breathing in. I listen to the singing, breathing out. I try to sleep. Rather than I complain them, it's useless. So I have to practice, exercise my mindful breathing. Yeah. So actually, 3 of them is nothing good or bad, but you will use it on the right time. Yeah. And then don't worry, it will go up and down like a stock market. It can go down and then go up again. Yeah. That's why when I practice the following my in-breath or following my out-breath, yeah, it's really helped me to come down. So if you master this practice, so when you're very angry, this one friend of me in Bali, she's very good in practice of following in breathing. When she has to speak to her customer, and then when their conversation, their dialogue becomes a little bit tense, she will like, stop, let me breathe first. Yeah, give me 5 minutes. Say, wow, your awareness is so strong. Even you can detect You can aware that your voice, the term that you use is starting getting a lot of tension. Stop. Let me breathe for 5 minutes. Oh, it's very nice, I say. So for us, we really make use of breathing, to help us. So you see the connection between the in and out and the second one. So when we're following our in-breath, it still involves the in and out, correct? So number one is always like the very foundation. And then number three, the Buddha would like to invite us to aware of our whole body. The body, because there's a commentary somewhere, they say the whole length, the body of a whole length of the breathing. But according to our teachers, it might be not very correct, but our physical body, That's why in the Chinese text also I quote is 觉知一切身 身体的身 the body, the physical body. That's why they call it, we say mindfulness of our body, to in touch with our body. So after we in touch, aware of our body, so breathing in, I'm aware of my body, my whole body. Breathing out, I'm aware of my whole body. So you always use this in and out. You can repeat it few times. And then the last one, the fourth, is the calming or relaxing the whole body. 觉知一切身形息. You see there's another C there? But this C means resting, calming, relaxing. So the C actually have two meanings. This C, this is we can call it soft or very subtle breathings, but it also give you a very relaxed and calm conditions within you. So this C, first we can say is breathing. And then maybe we can say resting or calming or embracing. Our teacher use a lot of terms to describe this C. Sometimes they say calming, sometimes they say resting, relaxing, embracing also. 拥抱, embracing our body to calm it. He like to use the mother holding a baby. So when the baby is crying, we don't smack the baby, We just, like the mother, compassionately and peacefully pick up, and then maybe sing a few songs, and then try to find out what happened to the baby. And then when you know what happened to the baby, and then you can find a way to help the baby. So resting. I like to say, dear friends, take your time to rest. Singaporeans, you work so hard, like a horse. This year is the fire horse. Fire horse, be careful, this fire. And the horse. Do you believe in zodiac? I believe a little bit only. Because 属马的 I'm horse. That's why people always complain to me. Because you 属马的, your zodiac is a horse, so you work so hard. I think Singaporean also work so hard. I heard. Work so hard from morning until night time, even 加班 overtime. 加班有加薪水吗？没有可怜 Cố liền tài. Yeah. Oh yeah. So over here is mentioned about, okay, one more thing that I think is very important for us to know. It say the difficult to open. Try. Okay. There's a two things that maybe we need to pay attention. One thing they call it sân xing, correct? The body formation, correct? And then another one is called a sin xing. Yeah, the mental formation. Physical and the mental formation. If you read the Heart Sutra, maybe you will see that. The physical formation. So the first one is the physical formation, the body. Yeah. And then the rest is all related to mental formations. Correct? Mental. Because feeling is a mental. Mind. Object of mind is cover everything. Or maybe the Phap, you know, the object of mind, both combined. The sin xing and the sân xing. Sân is the body, and then sin is the mind. Yeah. Formation means xing means the samskara. Something that you put it together, it become a new thing. Also is the meaning of emptiness. Khong. What is the meaning of emptiness? Is because it cannot be by itself. It always have to relate it to something else. Like as our human body, actually in body, when we talk about mindfulness of our body, we also talk about the four elements. The fire, the earth element, the fire element, the air element, and then the heat. Yeah. But the Chinese, they have five elements of Wu-Xing. But the Buddhism from India, we only recorded four elements. Yeah. But actually they can be four, they can plus another two. Yeah, the four elements, the earth, water, fire, and air, or oxygen or gas. And then the next one is the space, and then the next one is the consciousness. Yeah. Okay, don't mind the last two. Don't mind the last two. Yeah. So the whole idea of mindfulness of our body, the first one is the in and out breathing. The second one is the following. So we know how short, how long. So we know. And then the third one, help our body, aware of our body, connect to our body. Because the disconnection between our body and our mind is the beginning of stress and frustrations. Really. Yeah, because we disconnect with our body a lot. So sometimes our teachers say the breathing is the bridge between our body and our mind. You can connect them together. Yeah. And then the fourth one is the calming or relaxing or embracing. So the first thing of mindfulness, we always need to return to our body, yeah, to help our body to calm. This is just an example from the scripture. Okay, you see the structure of the Pali text. Yeah. So breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. It's not count as one in the Pali scripture. Yeah. But they started to count when they say breathing in a long breath. I know I'm breathing in a long breath. Breathing out a long breath. I know I'm breathing out a long breath. So they count the number one from there. But Plum Village, we count number one from the breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Just a little bit different, you know. Yeah. And then the second one is the short breath. Yeah. Also, there's a scripture, they put it together. Breathing in a long breath, breathing out a short breath, also possible. So we don't get caught in the... Because sometimes, you know, according to our teacher, maybe, you know, when they record the talks, record the teaching or write it down, it might be this is some mistake that we are not for sure, we don't know for sure. Yeah. But according to our teacher, yeah, he say the first one should be the in and out, the first one. Yeah. So the number 1 and number 2 is you put them together, become number 2. Number 3, same, correct? Yeah, breathing in, I'm aware of my whole body. Breathing out, I'm aware of my whole body. And then the last one, the 4. Breathing in, I calm my whole body. Breathing out, I calm my whole body. Yeah. So this is plant village revisions. Yeah. So you can use a long or short, together, or following. Yes, 随入息, correct? 随出息, 入息 and 出息. But mostly our brother and sister, we love to use there's a following our in-breath. Because when you follow your in-breath from the beginning until the end, it really gives us a peace. The peace is really, really manifest in us. We can feel it very well. Yeah. And then experiencing the body or aware of the body, yeah, in and out, and then in and out, calming our body. This is very easy, huh? You can memorize it very well. And then, actually, also there's another book I would like to introduce to you. It's called The Blooming of a Lotus. So when you come to the Sangha house to practice many times, or in the retreat or day of mindfulness, this book will be very useful to you. If you want to know more deeper about how Plum Village, how our teacher combined the Pali scripture and the Mahayana scripture into a guided meditation, is here in this book. Yeah. I'm not a staff from a Paralak press. Maybe you think that, oh, this is brother, maybe got a percentage, how many? No, nothing at all. But purely because the instruction inside the book is really, very nice. Yeah. This is just an exercise I asked the organizing committee to have this a guided meditation at the very beginning. Do you still remember? Yeah. In and out, you see. And then in Plum Village, we have this very special instruction that we will give you a short keywords. You see, breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. These two sentences are quite long, you know. So we kind of like condense into 1 or 2 words. Yeah. So the first line, the breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Actually, the important keyword is the in. Yeah. So when you take an in breath, inside of you, you recite in. Take an out breath and then out. When you are quite familiar with the in and out, and then you don't need to say anything in your heart, it also can work very well. Yeah. So at the very beginning, it's very helpful. And then you see the second one, breathing in, my breath grows deep. Breathing out, my breath goes slowly. Yeah, deep and slow. Even we have a song, you know. In, out, deep, slow, calm is smile, release, present moment, not woman, huh? Wonderful moment. But the song cannot. So correct, present moment, wonderful moment is already perfect. Don't be lazy. Aware of my body, I breathe. So sometimes our teacher also switch around, you know. Sometimes the breathing in at the very beginning, sometimes the breathe in at the last, you know, at the end. Aware of my body, I breathe in. See? Yeah. Aware, relaxing my body, I breathe out. Yeah. So everything always in and out. And then the key word is aware of body, relaxing body. So if you memorize this, you can use it everywhere. When you're sitting on an MRT, for example, the MRT takes like maybe 15 minutes. Those 15 minutes, rather than you scrolling your TikTok or Instagram, you can use those few guiding sentences to you can practice in the way nobody know that you are practice mindful breathing. right? You don't want to sit cross-legged on the MRT, you know. Even just standing, you know, because sometimes MRT got a lot of people and then you have to stand there. You can also recite in your heart, breathing in, I know this is my in breath. Breathing out, I know this is my out breath. In and out. So, amongst those people who are very busy and looking at their mobile phone, you become one of the awakened one there. But only for a short time. If you practice for 5 minutes, you become an awakened one for 5 minutes. How long you practice depends on you. But if you practice regularly, then the frequency of awakening is even longer and more. Yeah, it's better. Because I like to do that. For example, if I fly from one place to one city or from one country to the other country, rather than sitting on the flight for so many hours, sometimes I will dedicate some of like 10 minutes or 15 minutes to use all my memory of a breathing, calming body, or something. Or sometimes I just, like, you know, it depends on your luck, you know. Sometimes you sit somewhere in the middle, you know, or in the aisle or in the window, or sometimes there's a mother with a baby, you know. You want, like maybe you're so tired, you want to lie down to sleep for a bit, but the baby is keep crying behind you, it's so loud, you know. So sometimes I really have to use my skill, you know. Rather than get disturbed by the baby or crying, I'll use the mindful breathing to calm myself, and it's very useful. Yeah, you can try. Huh? You take MRT to come here? Try. But don't let other people know. You know. You have to do it in a way that nobody knows. But your state of mind is very clear, you know. And that is very helpful, you know. Sometimes there's people, you know, when you're sitting down, you know, there's old people, you know, a lady or somebody, you know, very old, and then you just give them the space to sit, correct? This is also come from the awareness and the mindfulness. Because quite a lot of young people, they just sit down, I don't care, you know, I sit down already, lazy to stand up. Yeah, no good, huh? Calming my body, I breathe in. Caring for my body, I breathe out. Yeah. Smiling to my body, feeling a little bit silly, huh? Smiling to my body. Yeah. When you practice again and again, and then you will know how it benefits you. Easing my body, I breathe out. Smiling to my body, I breathe in. Releasing tension in my body. This is very good one. Yeah, a lot of tension, because from morning until, I don't know, your office hour until 5 or 6, and then there's a lot of tension already accumulated. So using this one, if you can memorize, smiling to my body, I breathe in. Releasing tension in my body, I breathe out. Smiling to body, releasing tension. So you feeling like you're talking to your body, you know. You have like a very intimate dialogue with your body. Have you ever, you know, in Plum Village we have this total relaxations. So it's like a conversation with your body. You using the breathing as the bridge. Yeah, very good one, huh? People love it so much. Yeah. And then a lot of people feel like we just offer them 1 hour of a total relaxation, they are naturally so happy already, because they release all the tension in the body. So the happiness have the space to come out. Because if your body is so tired, it's just too difficult to be happy. Yeah. So take care of the body is very important. And then we close with the breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. So when I hear this sentence, oh, this is going to be end soon, a lot of happiness also. No? So why is meditation so long? Yeah. So next week we will give you an extra one, quite similar. I will prepare for you to have we will have a guided sitting always at the very beginning. And thank you very much for your kind attention. I hope this is quite a good introduction about the books called Breathe, You Are Alive. And please have some time to read the sutra. You can read one time, and then you can read the books if you have time. Spend some time to read books, It's very good one. Yeah. Thank you very much, and thank you. Do we question? I see. So maybe we can spend like maybe 10 to 15 minutes for one or two questions if you have. Please. The friends from Zoom also can ask questions. I think I explained everything very clear. Or you don't know anything at all. Oh yeah, please. Both.
Why don't you repeat the question?
Thank you, Thay, for providing the Chinese translation. It's the first time I see it. Thank you for the Chinese translation. So it's is mental formations. When they write Shen Xing, which means the body formation, does it mean that we're invited to look at the different parts of our body, or more to be aware of the condition the body is during the meditation?
Okay, let me try to say it one more time. It means because there's I mentioned about body formation, Shen Xing. I also mentioned about Xin Xing. Xin is the mental or the mental formations. And then actually, when we talk about both, it is like a very general one. General scanning that what happened to my body, because our body is very good at making tension, creating tension. Our body is very good, but don't know why we don't possess this capacity to help it to reduce our tension. So the first to recognize what happened to our body, the body formation, we call it in the very special terms, body formation, because we want to acknowledge that this body composed of many things, not only single things. Our body, just now I said the 4 elements, for example. So we want to call the body with its true name, with a correct name. Correct names mean like this body actually cannot be by itself. That's why we call it a Shen Xing. And then generally speaking, what happened to my body? So like we know generally about the conditions of our body. Actually, that's why we have to go through the 4 foundations of mindfulness, the Satipatthana, because they have an extra explanation about the tension, what happened to our body, and then the 4 elements, and then certain parts of our body we can go through inside there. We can go more detailed. That is why actually there's a method called a body scanning, that we use in the total relaxation. So you say, okay, everybody lie down, breathing in, breathing out, feel your toes, feel your thigh, feel your back, feel your hand, your face, your head, allow them to rest and relax. Now pay attention to our leg, the thumbs and everything. So it's like We are doing a tour, tour? Tour, usually we go to other country, But this tour is very special one. You tour your whole body, from outside in until inside. Outside is mean maybe the outside, The inside is mean the internal organs, like our lungs, our intestine, a lot of inside thing. Yeah. But that one is go a little bit deeper. But when we're talking about this first exercise related to body, and then it's generally speaking, how is our body? Yeah. So to connect our mind with our body and then check what happened to our body. Because we ignore our bodies so much. I don't care you. Yeah. Feeling like you don't want to know what happened to your body. And then maybe you are too busy on your head, so you don't have time to pay attention to your body. Yeah. So to return to our body is very important. Yeah. So it's just like I just know what happened to my body right now. Yeah. Very brief knowing. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. So there's a question from, may I read it? Yeah. Honor 400. How do we correct, huh? How do we aware of our body? Do we scan our body? Yes, we can scan our body. But in the first 4 exercises, we use the in-breath and out-breath as a bridge to let our mind connect to our body. So that's why our teacher always say the breathing in and breathing out is the bridge to connect. Yeah, because our minds think of something else. We don't know what happened to our body. Yes, using the breathing and then the mind and the body connect. They are one. Body and mind are one together. Yeah. But the scan of our body is very special one. Yeah, like just now I mentioned about the total relaxation. We use the body scanning. You lie down and then there's a person holding a microphone to give guidance. Yeah, which part of your body. Yeah, this is very special, like a body scanning. But while sitting meditation, you also can scan your body if you want. Because in Plant Village, sometimes we have a guided sitting, sometimes we have a silent sitting. So when we have a silent sitting, you can do whatever you want. All the skill that you have, you can just pull it out one by one. But if there's somebody who guide the sitting, it feel like so nice, Yeah, you just follow the guidance. Yeah. But there are times also people complain. I want to do my own meditation. Why these people keep talking? Like, because there are people complain that they don't like this guided sitting. I say, you have problem, I say. Yeah, because we have to go beyond a guided or non-guided. A silent sitting or a guided sitting, both are okay. If one of them still not okay, you not okay, not the person who is not okay. So it's mean like we go beyond the guided and the non-guided. Yeah. Because why in Plant Village we use this guided? Because our teacher learned from a Venerable Sariputra and Venerable Ananda. Because there's one time, there's a very wealthy merchant called Anapanasati. He was so sick. So Buddha sent Venerable Ananda and Venerable Sariputra to go to visit Anapanasati. So when two Venerable met Anapanasati, Venerable Sariputra offered him a guided meditations. Yeah. After the guided meditation, Anapanasati was in tears. Wow, this is so wonderful guided meditations. And how come I've been a disciple of a Buddha for so many years, but how come Buddha never teach us something like this? And then Venerable Ananda said, as a monastic, we have a lot of this kind of sessions. But of course don't know why the Buddha never teach the lay practitioner. So Anapanasati said, please Venerable Ananda, please tell the Buddha, this kind of meditation very wonderful. Please ask the Buddha also teach the lay practitioner. Yeah. So based on this story, we created a lot of guided sitting meditation. Yeah. But of course, based on the breathing, breathing in and breathing out. So the continuation is, or we look at our body like we are somebody looking at our body. Yes, at the very beginning, we feel like we have two bodies. Like one body looking at my body, like I look at myself. I look at my body. So you feel like there's a two point of view. There's somebody else you created by your mind. Your mind created somebody to look at your body. You feel like that. It's not totally wrong. It's happening. But slowly we have to aware that the me that created by my mind is also me. For example, this is Sister Karen. So when I look at Sister Karen, the first Karen is the physical Karen, correct? But there's a second Karen in my head that I created her in my mind based on my experience, based on my information that I received, based on my perception. But the one I created, the Karen that I created in my mind, not always like, how do you say, match with the physical Karen there, right? When the Karen that I created in my mind not match with the physical Karen, disappointment, what else? Arguments, those things happen. It's not only one, but maybe there's A plus Karen, C plus Karen. I don't know. At the end, sometimes there's a lot of Karen here. And then I will use a certain version of Karen in my head. So please be careful also. It happens like that. So from time to time, you have to update the Karen in your head. You use the operating system, right? Your phone, you have an Android or you have iOS. From time to time, they provide iOS, right? Apple, something, or Android, From time to time, they provide you the update, Update correct, Version 1, so there's a Karen version 1.0, Karen version 1.1, Yeah. Because sometimes we get caught in this, we quarrel with her, no, you don't like this, because the Karen inside of me not match, So we quarrel a lot. Expectation and everything. So be careful with that. Yeah. Even though at the very beginning we know that feel like I have a two me. Yeah. But slowly it will merge, become one. And then when my awareness and mindfulness stronger, it can be one. And then when it's weaker, it can become two again, sometimes become three. Feeling like a lot of eyes looking at me. It's me look at me. Wrong sentence. Me look at me. How can I? Oh, looking at the mirror also possible. Looking at the mirror, I look at myself. Yeah. So there's we call it mental fabrications or mental formation. Call it mental formation also. Okay, I hope this answer, and it's 9:30 something already. Probably it's okay, Yeah. Thank you very much for everybody. And let's check, still 30 something people on the Zoom. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the talk and the practice, and also the friends in the Sangha house, and thank you very much. Let's end our sessions with 3 sounds of the bell. Okay? And then we can recite the listen, this wonderful sound brings me back to my true home. with the small sound of the bell, we can